Hi everyone, it's Astronaut B again. Thank you for helping to launch the rocket ship. So now that we're in flight, we are going to need to use even more functions. After all, the same functions we use to take off won't cut it when we're trying to dock at a space station or navigate an asteroid field. And what about when I'm sleeping or taking a much needed lunch break? We'll have to figure out how to put our ship on autopilot so it can execute commands automatically too. So, during this lesson, we will learn the differences between event-driven execution of code and sequential execution of code. We will also take a look at ways we can test our code in order to help us do something called debug our code. Are you ready to fly? Our first task is to navigate the ship around the space station. In this task, we're able to call functions and immediately see their effect. Let's check it out. As you can see, the space station is blocking our path to the arrows at the top right of the screen. We need to give the computer some commands to move our ship. For this first task, instead of writing out the functions, these buttons will write them for us. When I click the function turn left, our ship rotates left. When I click turn right, our ship rotates right. When I click move, our ship moves forward in whatever direction we are currently facing. Doesn't this seem a little bit like a video game right now? That's because all of our commands are immediately executed on screen when we click. This is a simulation of event-driven execution, where individual events like clicking a button run pieces of code to execute as soon as they happen. Pressing a button that makes a character in a video game immediately jump is a great example of event-driven execution. Pause the video here and see if you can navigate around the space station by opening up your editor and completing the task named Manual Navigation. Welcome back! Thanks for navigating around the space station. You're a natural pilot. Now, you may have noticed that during that last flight maneuver, the command interface created a list of commands for you as you clicked the buttons. When you click the button, the program is executed, and it runs the step or steps that you have written. In this case, it was running them one at a time, and each code execution only happened when an event occurred. In this case, the event was clicking a button. For our next challenge, we would like to make the process more automated. That way, if we are ever in this situation again, we can run the program and it will automatically get us to where we need to be. We are going to write all of the steps of the program first, and then use the Analyze button to run the code. All of the steps will be executed one after the other in the order that we wrote them. This is called sequential execution and is the way most computer programs are run. The main advantage of sequential execution is that it provides order and predictable results each time the code is processed. Does this mean you have to get the steps perfect the first time? Not at all. One of the great things about computer science is that you don't have to get it right the first time, or even the 100th time. Each time you run the program, you will learn what went right and what went wrong. This process of trying out the program to see if it works correctly is called testing. Then you can try different steps to make the program work correctly. This process of fixing these errors so that a program works the way you want it to is called debugging. I've started you off with 3 commands: turn left, move, and turn right. Press the Analyze button and you'll see the result of these 3 commands being executed or carried out, one right after another. Wow, look at that! We are on our way around the asteroid. Can you finish the list of commands so that the ship makes it all the way around to the goal? Pause the video, open up your code editor, and try the task named Automatic Navigation. Nice job navigating around that asteroid! That was a close one. Let's take a minute to think about what we've learned today. We took a look at event-driven programming, where we clicked a button and an action occurred. Then we wrote a list of commands using sequential programming, and the computer processed them one at a time in order. We also learned that testing your code as you write it is the best way to debug or find errors in your code. Uh-oh, that sound means that we're approaching an asteroid field. But don't worry, we can write a list of commands to get around them. This time, you'll be typing all of the commands to make it to the goal. Remember, you don't have to get it right the first time. Type a few commands and click Analyze to see where the rocket ship ends up. Then, change or add new commands to finish the navigation. Open your code editor and work through the tasks named Avoiding Asteroids, Laser, and Laser 2. Be sure to complete the programming tasks, practice questions, and extension activities before moving on to the next lesson. And remember, in the universe of coding, the possibilities are infinite. I'll see you next time. Hey.